sorry, but you do not plan a project like this, and the best thing that you can say is, I don't know, because they do know.
Would the commissioners consider intervening for us?
I can tell you, I will tell you this. We have the ability to intervene, but it will do no good.
You are the people. We have the power. They do not.
Get up here. You've been wanting to speak. Let her get up here.
That hasn't been addressed in the ecosystem. So if you are taking 3,000 acres, where do you think that the rabbits, deers, coyotes, possums, raccoons, where do you guys think that's going to go? Because I don't know if you guys have seen the one on Delapalma that they've already put in, but there is a fence that goes all the way around it with barbed wire on top. No animals are coming in and out of there. So where are we running these animals off to, and wouldn't that become an environmental issue right there? That is unethical. You cannot push animals out and push them to where they have nowhere to go, and then everyone's going to say, oh, well, now it's a problem because they're in my basement, or they're tearing up this, or they're doing this.
More people are heading on the road.
Well, and I mean, yeah, not even a safety issue, but I'm just talking about them in general. Like, I thought that we had programs in place where, like, you don't touch the land because we want a good ecosystem. We don't do this. We pay some farmers not to do anything. So the fact is that now where you're saying, okay, we're going to let you do this for 20 years. We're going to let you do this. Where is the animal population going to? Like, that's an issue. That's going to be a whole new thing that we're not even prepared for, like, as a community.
I'm letting him answer you.
So the simple question I can give you that is one of the things that are taken into consideration from the Ohio Power Siting Board. They work with the Department of Ag and DNR. What that process entails, I do not know.
I don't want to be here all night. I know you don't want to be here all night either, so I've asked to speak. I'm going to try to be respectful. My name's David Anthony Mayer. Some of you know who I am, some of you don't. I'm back in Highland County in Ohio after 39 years plus. Energy and politics is complicated, as Shane said. Can't disagree with that. In 1973, we had the Arab oil embargo. What's happened since then is we've had numerous programs in this country. Both political parties, in my opinion, have screwed up everything that they've touched. This is just another fine example of that mess. When I first heard about solar, I thought, well, it sounds good at first, but then the more I investigated, I said, no, I'm not for this. Under the Obama administration, we wasted $535 million on Solyndra. Then in January 2012, some of you may remember, if you're an AEP customer, your rates went up really high. Small businesses got hit, large utility users got big discounts. They said it saved jobs. Who creates all the jobs? Small businesses and you farmers that are here. You're the small job creators. Then we come fast forward 3 years ago. I wrote a lot of comments about Mr. Wilkin. They were not positive, and he knows it. He knows who I am. My comments were, why is it at the point in time that I looked at the Secretary of State's campaign finance records, half of your contributions came from energy companies and 2 coal mining companies? And I wrote a blog. How many coal mines in Highland County? I don't know of any. Never has been, in my opinion. So I'm here to voice my opinion that I don't want to hear what I've heard so far tonight, which is, I don't know. I don't want to hear county commissioners say, we can't do anything. Yes, you can. We elected you, you're going to speak for us. As one gentleman said earlier, we're going to vote in the upcoming elections. I know who I'll be backing, and it's not going to be anybody that's in this room tonight. Thank you very much.
My thing to everyone here, what one feeds you? The land or the solar panels? I mean, it's pretty much common sense. They use these statistics that, you know, grain's only going to bring in so much money. Corn and beans is only going to bring in so much money. Well, you stick beef on that 3,000 acres and look how much money that's going to bring in. But a solar panel, they're saying all the money that they're going to generate with that doesn't generate food, people. When they take productive farm ground away from you, the prices of your food is going to go sky high, and your children is not going to be able to eat in the future. That is what's going to happen here. So we got to stop it. We got to stop it whatever way. You don't take good productive farm ground and put these panels on it. They can use these old buildings they got down in Cincinnati. They're the ones wanting all the electric.
Come on, Nicole.
I am a representative of Clark and Jefferson Township. Jefferson Township is zoned. I'm part of the proposed Yellowwood industrial scale solar facility. So when I first heard about this project, I felt confident that my voice would be heard at a local Clinton County zoning.
What's, like, time frame when? How long is it?
Of what?
Time frame you heard about it?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Let her.
So I thought I'd be able to voice my opinion at a Clinton County zoning department meeting, only to find out that since it's above 50 megawatts, it just gets bypassed at a local level and is heard at the Power Siting Board. So, I mean, I feel like we're removing local jurisdiction to review these, approve them, enforce them at a township and a county level. Instead, our fate is in the hand of the Power Siting Board, and citizens of the community with skin in the game should have the authority to approve and disapprove these projects at a local level, not a panel of individuals in Columbus. With my particular project, land acquisition with farmers started taking place in the first quarter of 2019. I did not get approached by the solar developer until August of 2020. That was the first time that they'd ever set foot and made contact with me, only to offer me and my family a good neighbor agreement with a pretty much an embarrassing monetary enticement to go along with it. I don't consider myself anti-solar. I'm opposing this development to protect the health and safety and general welfare of my community. If this solar project is approved, my home will be encompassed on all four sides, imprisoned in chain link fence, adorned with barbed wire, and a mediocre landscape buffer, to say the least. What benefits do these projects bring to the community? The jobs are short-term, and the electric generated does not even stay in Ohio. Meanwhile, they wreak havoc on our roadways, our drainage systems. The Power Siting Board assures that each project benefits the citizens of Ohio and protects the environment and the land use. How can this be when the current process overrides local control and affected landowners are trying to protect the rural character of our community and our home investment? I have many concerns with these developments, and they revolve around my family's safety and quality of life. Obviously, in no particular order. We talked about this, the decrease in property value. My particular solar company, they paid a consultant to do a study on whether it would affect the property value. The solar developer pays for these studies. How can that be? The construction work is planned for 12 to 18 months, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. I will have to listen to bulldozers, the driving of piles. My kid, I have a young kid, she's sleeping at this time. You know, and she's gonna have to listen to all the shit outside running. Up to 800 workers inundating our rural community, the traffic, the construction vehicles on our road. We live, you know, up next to the road. I have a construction entrance that's gonna be close to the proximity of my house. The Power Siting Board application that they've submitted, they're telling the people to the maximum extent possible, they should use Lynchburg and Oak Grove Road. I am the closest home to that intersection. So once operational, also my residence is one of 4 that are going to have the loudest noise level associated with this project. And this is once operational because it's inverters. I'm going to be the closest to a substation. And little petty stuff. I'm not going to be able to use my swimming pool because it's going to be dusty. I'm not going to be able to open my windows and listen to a cricket if I could, but I probably can't because they told me the sound of it's going to be like listening to a microwave the whole time. Who wants to do that? So I'm here advocating for a local voice and what happens to my family and my community. Your interest should be the opinion of your voters who elected to represent them.
Yes.
I ask you to do this by supporting House Bill 118. Thank you.
To answer the question of House Bill 118, what language do you need to see in there for us to write letters for you to support it? And this lady over here asked me, so if you can say the language, go ahead.
Absolutely. First of all, it would have to be front-loaded with the restrictions and not toward the end of the process. That's my main holdup.
Explain that.
So it can't be and this is going to have, I'll be the first to admit, I think a lot of these companies need to do a better job communicating in the communities that they're in. I admit that.
They don't have to.
Well, I'm telling you, I think they should.
They just surpass us. They know it.
Wait a minute, tell them, is there any recourse for them when this happens to them? Through you, can you help them have any recourse for what they just said, that they're getting run over? And then, go
Well, I
ahead.
mean, under
Go ahead.
current rules, probably not. I mean, it's still going to revert to the Ohio Power Siting Board. But I agree, and I think there should be, there should be addressed on how they communicate to the citizens that are going to be affected by this. I completely agree with that. What I mean is, if that communications happens up front and there's pushback, if there's any type of a referendum, it would need to come prior to the investment from the company. So stop them before they get started.
So the pushback is too late. Yeah.
Well, let's, in an effort to look at the big picture of precedent.
It's bad business on their part to start something that they don't even know if they can do. They're investing the money and starting before it's even permitted. So why would you care if the business loses money because we want to shut down pending cases, started cases, all of it? Why would that verbiage bother you?
Because I'm trying to look at the precedent of everything else going forward. If something's going to be stopped, I want to stop it up
It's not going to set precedent
front.
on somebody building a hog barn. It's going to set precedents with the utilities. That's what we're worried about. It doesn't matter. I live right next to a hog barn. That's fine. But the utility is a different animal. Why would you be bothered by a utility owned by a Ukrainian lose money? That's what I don't get. You were voted in by these people, not Michael Polsky.
This is your pushback, right here. Is it too late? Is that what you're saying? It's too late?
Too late
Because
for what?
it's already- You said it has to be pushed back before it started,
Before
before they invest.
Well, I
Is
mean,
this now
are you
too
talking about
late?
for 118?
Well, you just said.
No, to stop this project. You saying, is it too late to stop
Well,
this?
I'm going to say that right now, it's all going to be under the Ohio Power Siting Board.
But that's why you won't
This is your
bill.
pushback.
That's one of the precedents I want removed from the bill. I want
That's
something to be
gonna
up
allow these
front.
projects around here to go, right?
I'm sorry?
That will allow the projects here to go.
Well, I mean, it's in the pre-application stage, so
So it's
part of that's
going.
going to depend on the community feedback. And I can tell you right now, the most compelling case I've heard is from,
She left.
she left,
Griffith.
Autumn Griffith. You know, she sat down up here and told me her story, and I said, you're going to the Power Siting Board and telling them that is going to be 10 times more effective than any letter I can write them or any support I could offer.
Okay, but if that is an antiquated system, as you say, that we have to go through those steps to get to the Power Sitting Board, isn't that something that you should be taking steps to the governor to say that, you know, we have strong feelings in my
Tell me what the
community?
antiquated system is. Which one are we talking about?
That we can't go to them direct. How is it that we, the people of Ohio, have no voice with them? There's 7 people sitting there, and they are Oz behind the curtain. That's not okay in the state of
No, I
Ohio.
think you
If we didn't have a democratic system to where everybody has a voice, but those 7 people don't have to listen to our voice.
No, there's absolutely public input to that.
Okay, there's public input, but how much responsibility do they have to that? Once it gets to that point, it is
Guys,
it's a done deal.
let's quiet down. We got people talking here.
How is it that we cannot have you, as our representative, put a bill to state that, okay, in our community, like you said, if you have a junkyard, you have county officials that are going to come and tell you you can't do that. How come we cannot have a bill to state that if you are a energy provider and you want to take thousands of our acres, we have to take it to our people to tell you whether we can do it, not them tell
You're
us that
saying
we're going to.
you want him to write a bill and sign a bill that has the definitions in it of renewable energy, solar energy forbidden in this county.
Not
You want
for me.
he needs to write definitions in a bill to do that. If without definitions, it's meaningless.
So
What I'm saying
let me
is-
address what you were saying there. One thing with the, whether we like the system or not, the Ohio Power Siting Board, it was there long before I was there. I've never been through the process. What I would tell you is it's interesting on that on House Bill 118 and Senate Bill 52 is that if you look as the introduced version, both the Trustees Association and the Ohio Farm Bureau oppose both those bills. So the agricultural group, the Ohio Farm Bureau, opposes the bill as it's written.
Ohio Farm Bureau.
Ohio Farm Bureau
I got
opposes.
a problem with them anyway. And so do the rest of these people.
But here's the reason I think this came to be in the 70s. One, we were under a much different energy climate. We didn't.
what I'm saying, it's
I know.
antiquated.
Let me finish. We didn't know we were sitting on the Saudi Arabia of gas up in the northeast and eastern Ohio. We didn't know that. Energy prices were going up, so they came up with this way to do their Ohio Power Siting Board that gives us one set of rules for the entire state. And I can tell you that I believe the Ohio Farm Bureau will tell you they like that set of rules, because if not, if you go to a township referendum, you could have 1,308, is that right? 1,308 townships? Yes. 1,308 set of rules. And that's, you know, I hope that nobody here thinks I'm unsympathetic to anybody that's close, touches, surrounds. I totally get it. I do. And that's why I said if I will help everybody advocate to the Ohio Power Siting Board as much as I can, and when 118 comes out as a sub-bill, if there's emails, we can email out what the sub-bill looks like, and I can tell you right then where I'm at and if I'm for it.